Hello and welcome. You are watching Health Matters on Channels Television. I am Mary Alale Yusuf. Most people who want to lose weight are in a hurry. But according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, evidence shows that gradual and steadily lost weight is likely to stay off. It's more likely to stay off. Healthy weight loss is less about diet programs and more about a lifestyle of healthy food choices and exercise habits. Unwholesome diets as well as inactivity have been identified as major risks to health. And the World Health Organization recommends limiting intake of free sugars less than 10% of total energy intake and salt to less than 5 grams a day. In the studio with me today is Dr. Olufemi Ladende. Dr. Ladende is a nutrition consultant at Rencare Integrated Limited in Lagos. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
Let's start by this. Anybody who's ever watched you knows that you say we should limit our intake of whole grains, that we're taking way too much whole grains.
True.
But I want to ask you about oats. Lots of people say oats are good. Oats will help your blood pressure. Oats will soak up excess fat, whatever that means. What's your opinion?
Oats may be good for some people. Like in all foods, nothing is good for everybody. There are sensitive foods, and I always say that there is this biochemical individuality that we tend to lose sight of. Each person is different. I could eat oats every day for 100 years and it does nothing, and you eat it and it sets up an unhealthy reaction in your body. Your body behaves differently from mine. So oats, while it may be good as a general principle, we need to understand that there are still things in oats that some people may not like.
Okay, before we go into sensitive foods, because I want to go there, I want to ask you, is it possible for every individual by themselves to discover what's best for them, or do they need the doctor's help?
They don't need a doctor's help. This is the basic principle of the thing. You know what you eat that agrees with you, and you know what you eat and it disagrees with you. My principle always has been listen to your body. Your body will tell you what it requires. It's not always that you have a reaction to food, that your throat closes up, your eyes are watering. That is what we call a stage 1 allergy reaction. Some foods will actually set up what we call a chronic irritation.
And that's the sensitivity you're talking about now.
That is sensitivity. You're sensitive to it. It's turning your whole body's firefighting system on when you don't need to have it on.
But is it as sharp and clear as that, as cut and dried? Isn't it sometimes hidden?
Yes, that is the beauty of it. It is hidden in a lot of the times. Therefore, you have to be particularly sensitive and careful to find out which foods you're sensitive to. There is something that I do in my clinic that is called the food doctor. And it can tell you whether you're highly sensitive, semi-sensitive, or very low-grade sensitive to about 42, 43 different foods. And you need to know that because the big blowouts happen very infrequently and happen a lot with the grains. But even so-called healthy foods sometimes set up these reactions.
Okay, now somebody's been eating for decades, 2-3 decades, and he wants to now find out what he's sensitive to. How does that work out on his own?
I would ask him to do something first. Clean the system. You see, you cannot have a terrain that is cluttered up and expect to be able to get anything out of it. I am not a fan of fastings, except if you're using them for specific purposes. But I will say the first thing for that person to do is probably empty the system. Do a 2, 3, 5 day, what I call a fruit-only fast. You can eat all the fruits you want. I'm not going to worry about whether they're sugary fruits or they're sour fruits or whatever. Take everything else off the table. Eat fruits for 3 days and see what your body says. On the 4th day, try if you can to eat nothing. Just drink water. Now that would have more or less emptied the bucket, as it were.
Sounds like a detox.
It is a detox. But sometimes I tell some patients, especially those who are diabetic and who are being very careful with sugars, do this with vegetables. Actually, that will mean that you would get even more nutrients than your body normally would get.
So you win all around.
You win all around.
And then after that, you begin to introduce the foods and find out if it's sensitive?
Yes. You now start with the foods that you are used to eating. Introduce first one. Don't introduce more than one in a 48-hour period. A new food this day, give yourself 48 hours, because that is the problem. Your body does not react immediately. It may take 24 to 48 hours for it to, because what happens is that the food gets to the place where you absorb it, and it's absorbed, and the body sets up a defense against it, and it is the combination of that food, which is an allergen, with the protein that your body produces, which is a complex, is formed. And when you have that complex formed, that is what causes your reaction.
Okay, so this reaction, what's it like? Is it a burning sensation? Is it a bloating?
It depends on the individual. You could simply feel uncomfortable. You may have an increased amount of gas in the abdomen. You may belch a lot. You may do 1,000 different things. That is why I say you need to be sensitive to yourself. The human body speaks all the time. Unfortunately, we have lost the art of listening to the body. You need to listen, and listen very carefully.
Okay, so this sensitivity, does it have the overall effect of weight gain?
That is the only thing it does. I have seen people who have tried to lose weight over 5, 6, 7, 10 years. And I said, so long as your body is fighting a rear guard against fire, and inflammation is fire, so long as it's fighting that, there's no way you're going to lose weight. Because actually excess weight is your body hiding toxins away in fats. And if you're asking the body to lose the fat, it would ask you, what do I do with the toxins?
And the toxins come from the sensitive foods.
Exactly.
Okay, so we are drawing a line here. Now, if somebody has been successful in maybe cutting out carbs for a while, you know, the last time we're here, you said, cut out carbs for like 3 weeks, first of all.
Yeah.
This person is now taking beans, vegetables, fruit. What is the body's reaction to such a change?
The usual reaction to doing that is, one, you feel a whole lot more energy in your system. You feel stronger. You'll wake up in the morning and you feel as if, oh yes, I slept. Rather than waking up in the morning and feeling as if you're just continuing from where you dropped off the day before. That's the first thing. You have a generally better sense of well-being. The second thing you may notice is that you have less gas in your abdomen.
Okay. Even with beans?
Even with beans. It depends on how you cook it. Somewhere along the line we'll get to the point where we talk about cooking utensils. Those are critical as well. But the women may notice first that their dresses hang a little bit better.
That's nice.
The bras don't seem to cut into you as much as they do. You will not see any immediate weight loss. What I tell my people is, you will lose the inches before you lose the pounds.
Okay.
So don't get on a scale. Don't get on a scale.
And how long can it take for you to actually begin to lose the pounds?
Again, individual. For some people, you see, the body has what I call it cycles. The body has a minimum of a 90-day cycle. if you're going to start any program forever for example, with me, I'll say if you're not ready to run with this for 90 days, which is 3 months, don't start. Because you will get your body halfway up to starting to feel, oh, something good is happening, and then you drop off. And it's not only going to go back to where it was, it will go back 3 steps behind.
So a lot of patience is required with all this.
You require patience. And you need to do it consistently. You see, I have heard it said that whatever you do every day for 5 days becomes a habit.
Is that really true? 5 days?
5 days, yes. If you choose 5 days, at least that is a doable minimum.
Okay, now about the fruit still. Some people claim, and I've heard this claim so many times, so let's find out once and for all, that if they take fruits, they feel hungry. How true is this?
Your body is hungry for sugar. And that means there is something wrong. Your body has not learned...
It has the wrong appetite.
It has not learned to control sugars. If your body has been brought under the sort of control it requires, eating a particular fruit or the other should not make you hungry. What is hunger? Hunger is your body's signal that it needs fuel. Now that fuel is 2 types of fuel. One fuel provides energy, and that is the main carbs and things that we eat. The other fuel provides the nutrients, the minerals, the vitamins, even the water. Now,
but the nutrients give energy, do they?
The nutrients are the keys for generating the energy.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. If you have a lot more of nutrient, you need a lot less of the calories, of the carbs.
You've just got it right. If your food is calorie dense, that is, it contains a lot of energy, and that is what our foods in this part of the world is calorie dense. Your body will keep eating. Your body will keep eating until it has gotten all the nutrients it requires. That's why some people say, I can't seem to stop eating. Your body is still demanding a nutrient.
Okay. So you're eating, but you're not eating the right thing, so it keeps asking for more.
Exactly. But if you eat a nutrient-dense meal, your body will not... You need very small amounts for energy. The calorie, it can be very, very small. Your body can generate any glucose it needs from non-glucose sources or non-carbohydrate sources. That is what we call gluconeogenesis.
Okay, I'm going to have to pause you there because we're going on a break. We'll take a short break. When we come back, you can call in. Stay with us.